Hello, my name is Raymond Karchevsky, and I am a living Christ. I am the truth, the life, and the way. That statement was uttered some 2,000 years ago by a simple man of truth, another Christ, a spiritual human entity whose spiritual awareness was far beyond the grasp of his contemporaries. When I say that I am a living Christ, that too is beyond the grasp of most of you who hear these words, for your limited intellect will judge it to be a boastful statement, an impossible statement, because your minds have been controlled, conditioned, programmed by your political and religious affiliations, which have had an effect upon your behavior in the civilized world that you live in. You feel that it is impossible to be that of a simple man of truth, a Christ, and therefore you react with anger and frustration when you hear someone utter those words. You see, the Satanic Intellect is a thought-based world of civilized man, which cannot allow for such simple, direct, non-dualistic essence of truth to be grasped directly by you, the average programmed human being. The civilized, ruled intellect creates a dualistic reflection, an image of the once pristine, non-dualistic, which means holistic, holy, complete essence, which is conveyed through the taint of language and thus is no longer holistic. And it compels the profane to cling to the limited dead concepts that they believe in as truth, but are not truth, for no fragmented thought or belief is capable of replacing the holistic moment of what is, which is truth, grasped in the moment of now, the eternal moment of now. The words that I use are always the same, but the awareness that is required to penetrate the vessel of words and merge with the spirit contained therein varies from individual to individual, from the profane to the sublime. I cannot lead you to the truth. I can take you to a point. There's a step-off point, and you must step off. You must take the action of stepping away from your holistic, from your non-holistic intellect of belief to access that which is truth, grasped in the moment of now. The profane, you, each of you, most of you, listening to me, are the spiritually blind, the unaware, those who are absolutely blocked from understanding what lies beyond their limited intellect. And since they can't go beyond that, they are frustrated because they are divided from the rest of the world. They are tethered to their computer-like intellect, which is limited in scope, only able to manufacture and the management of dead concepts, memories, speculations, and knowledge. It allows for the blind to lead the blind, as I say. It allows them to substitute living in the moment to fly blind in the after moment of the intellect and the mechanized computer pilot intellect which takes over the flight of the airplane, the operation of the mind and body. The profane are the worldly, the ambitious, the exploitive, the acquisitive, the materialistic. They live in the intellect's dead past, and they project that image, the illusory image that they worship and prostrate themselves before, into the future. But it is all a facade, for they know not what they see, so they must think. As such, it is the blind operating in the world of the blind. You see, the intellect, those who are driven by intellect, they have all the words, but they miss the living essence contained therein, for they are not whole within themselves. Few are even aware of what I've just said, for they live in an opposition-based world, a divisive world of satanic power. They take their positions in their thought-based society according to their capacity. Being unwhole, they are divided within and without, and find themselves eternally at war with others, in their thought projections, and within their own consciousness. That is the hell that all civilized men and women find themselves experiencing. One only need look at the world and such human entities and see what they have created for themselves, to see that no matter how intelligent they may sound or appear, their actions belie the eternal conflict which rules their lives. In my writings and YouTubes on the internet, I have demystified the illusions of the mythical Christ, which has been promulgated by the satanic religions, which rule the minds of the belief-ridden man. I have exposed the satanic illusion of worldly power as manifested by political and judicial trappings. I have shown the way of spiritual and secular freedom. I have shown the way to personal at-one-ment with truth. I, like my spiritual brother, Jesus of Nazareth, have communicated the unmistakable essence contained in the statement, I am the truth, the life, and the way. See for yourself. Find another, since the time of Jesus, who has exposed the dark secrets of the satanic powers of the Vatican, the banker elitists, the corporate spirit over the minds of men, who in history, including Jesus of Nazareth, has revealed the culprit for all the misery of mankind since the beginning of the to be satanic dualistic thought. With an understanding of spiritual awareness and necessary part that thought plays in the resolution of mechanical technical problems, in its solving, and the discernment to know what to think, when to think, and when to be aware. If that were understood clearly, hell on earth would disappear in an instant. Who amongst you understands what has just been said? Those of you who do, you indeed are blessed. Most will be angry about such a statement. Why? Because deeply they are given a truth that will eventually dissolve the satanic ego which rules their conflicted, violent, disruptive lives, and will struggle like none other for its survival. The evidence of the statement above is easily arrived at. For 19 years of my writing on the internet, I have given truth freely to all who have the spiritual eyes to see and the ears to hear. Yes, I have books and tapes on the internet for sale, but the content of them has also been given away freely on my website, both in writing and in sound files. Because they are free, the profane perceive them to be as worthless. They have been trained to support satanic activities which pander to and reinforce their conditioning. Conditioned people seek security, for they live in fear and loathe disruption of their carefully conditioned, repetitive thought. Truth always disrupts illusion. Disinformation agents abound on the internet. Agents who are employed by the government and the media, who can be found on all of the popular internet forums, news groups, and are required to attack such conditioning. Satanic conditioning is primary in the consciousness of living man. That is the fall from grace. That is when they have fallen from their position of holistic, direct thought, resonance with truth, into the dualistic aspect of illusory thought, which substitutes for truth. And they have fallen to worship the illusion, not the truth itself. Now, when they do that, when they find that they are dealing with a Christ and are required to attack the truth of such Christ, to champion the cause of satanic conditioning, they must keep the individual in a state of dither, angst, misdirection, and confusion. If one examines these attacks of this Christ over the 19 years, you will see how they are mirrored in their satanic attacks, and they become frustrated, full of anger, frustration, and they run away from the mirror of truth as it shows the reflection of them as they actually are, while the Christ remains untouched. Indeed, civilized man has, since the fall from grace, lived, populated, and promoted the backward world. A world of confusion of its own making. A world where the peril of wisdom which is given to them is trampled under their feet because they feel not worthy of such wisdom. Indeed, such interaction is paramount when observing the average man standing before a simple man who states that I am the truth, the life, and the way. Look at that. Seriously, look at that and understand how you have been programmed to live the kind of life that you live and feel that there is no resolution to your problem. So you seek a savior. The savior is you. You needn't go outside of yourself, for the savior is always within you. It is the part of you that you have blocked off in favor of outer conditioning by satanic forces. All you need to do is stop the intellect, the noise of the intellect, which leads you astray. And you will understand that what is left is truth. Negate the truth. Negate the illusions of truth, and all that's left is truth. It has a distinct resonance, one that you must be familiar with. Once you understand that truth, for all of you are capable of it, let that resonance, that vibration, guide you in your actions and behavior, and you will change your world. The world of hell will continue, but it will continue in the consciousness of others. But you shall be immune from the trials and tribulations of such conflicted living. Die to the intellect. Be silent. And when you are truly silent, truth is all there is. Thank you for your time.